Michael here wants to know why my husband and I don't just stay at home. You're spending so much energy, money, time working to pay for other people to raise your kids. Do you think your kids will thank you for living in a nicer house? Here's the thing, Michael. Yes, I do think my kids will thank me for living in our house because at the end of the day, I don't know if you've seen housing prices, but most families can't even afford a single family home these days because the market is insane. Interest rates are through the roof. And then if you're looking at renting, it's basically the same cost. So yes, I do think my kids will be thankful to grow up in our home. I am glad that my husband and I got into the market when we did, when we were younger, and we were able to afford a house with a 3% interest rate. I think my kids will be thankful for that. I also think my kids will be thankful that I'm saving for their college and I'm putting money away for my retirement so they don't have to pay for that or take care of me when I'm older. I think my kids will be thankful that I can pay for their health care and their groceries that they have every single day. I will be thankful knowing that I have financial security just in case something happens to my husband later in life. I've had a job so I can afford to pay for my own things. I can take care of my family. I can save for my retirement. I can pay for those healthcare benefits that we need. So yes, I do think my kids will be thankful. And at the end of the day, I have a job not just because it pays for childcare. I have a job because it pays for the life that I hope to give to my children. It pays for a future that I hope to have for myself and for my children. I have a job also because I like having a job. I don't want to be a stay-at-home parent. My husband doesn't want us to be a stay-at-home parent. We worked really hard in our careers and we both like them. So yeah, just to answer your question, we don't stay at home because we don't want to and because living in the United States of America is incredibly expensive. And unfortunately, you are just one medical emergency away from being broke in our country. And so yeah, I'll continue to work as I'm sure many other parents do. Also, I'm so tired of people like Michael suggesting that the solution to systemic structural issues is for individual people to sacrifice, right? For families to figure out a way to make it work, as opposed to having policies and systems and subsidies in place for things like paid parental leave, affordable childcare, having workplaces that are conducive with school hours, right? Like, why is that too much to ask for? Why do individual people have to sacrifice in order to make the system work, right? Nothing is working. It is all broken. And so instead of saying, why don't you stay at home? Why don't we ask the larger questions, which is, why do we make it so hard for people to be parents?